Let's see the next example. Example 7. The question asks to show that the equation 2 sin x minus x equals to 0 has a root between x equals to 1 and x equals to 2. So this one, back to the first video where we have to do algebraic method. So now we have to see if there is a different sign. Now we have to see if there is a sign changes in this equation. So we have our fx equals to 2 sin x minus x. So we have to substitute f1 and f2 into this formula. So we have 2 sin 1 minus 1 and we have 2 sin 2 minus 2. Make sure when you deal with trigonometric function, make sure your calculator is in mode radian because the question gave us in a radian. So make sure your calculator in radian mode. So f1 we will get 0.68, which is this is positive, and f2 we will get negative 0.18, which is this is negative. So now we know that there is a sign changes. Make sure don't forget to write your conclusion. Since there is a sign changes, there is a root lies between x equals to 1 and x equals to 2. Now we can proceed to find the root of the equation by using the Newton-Raphson method. So as we did earlier, the first step is we have to find fx and f prime x. So now we have our fx. As the question gave us, we have 2 sin x minus x, and the first derivative is differentiate sign, we will get cos, so we will get 2 cos x minus differentiate x is 1. So the second step is we have to choose the initial value. So now the question does not give us any initial value, but we can choose our initial value by using this interval 1 and 2. We have x equals to 1 and x equals to 2. Initial value, we can choose the middle value between 1 and 2. So our x naught will be 1.5. Okay. So the third step is to use the Newton-Raphson method where we have xn plus 1 equals to xn minus fx over f prime x. So our fx is 2 sin xn minus xn over f prime x is 2 cos xn minus 1. So this is the general form of our formula. So for this question, I would like to show you how to use calculator to make it easier for you to use the substitution. So make sure you have your calculator. So now we have our general formula here. Xn plus 1 equals to xn minus 2 sin n minus xn over 2 cos xn minus 1. So first, this is a trigonometry function. Make sure your calculator is in radian mode. So now we would like to input this formula into our calculator. So how to press x? We have alpha. So we press x here, minus, we have fraction, and we have 2 sin x minus x. So we press 2 sin x, we have alpha x, bracket, minus x, we have minus x, over 2 cos x minus 1. So we will have 2 cos x, you would like to press alpha x minus 1. So now we have the whole equation. What you need to do is to press calc, C-A-L-C, calculate. So now what you need to do is you have to input your x naught, your value of x naught, which is our value of x naught is 1.5. So we need to input 1.5 here and then press equals here, equals. So this is our first answer. But remember, from the previous question, we have to show this substitution at least 2. So the first one and the second one, you have to show the formula. So we will have x1 equals to 1.5 minus 2 sine 1.5 minus 1.5 over 2 cos 1.5 minus 1. So the answer here, as we get from our calculator, is 2.0765. The question asks for 2 decimal place, so we have to give extra 1 here. So this should be 2.077. Okay, so that is our first iteration. So the second one, we have to substitute 2.077 minus 2 sine 0.77 minus 2.077 over 2 cos 2.077 minus 1. So here, how to get the next answer is back to our calculator. So how to get the second answer, you just need to press CALC, calc again, and then we can press answer, and then you press equal here. So we press equal, you will get your second answer here. So we want 3 decimal places, so you will get 1.911. So this is the method that you can use without the need to substitute every value inside your calculator. So now the second answer will get 1.911. So still not the same. This one is 2.077. This one is 1.911. So for x3 and the following, we just need to put the value. So we have press calculate and then answer and then equal. So we have 1.896, 3 decimal place, so we will have 1.896. So still not the same, there is no stopping criteria, so we continue to x4, continue our calculation, CALC, answer equals. So this one is 1.896. Sorry, 1.895. So we'll get 1.895. Still not the same. This one have to be the exact same. So we continue for x5. So x5 we have calculate answer equals. So we have 1.895. This is the exact same as x4, 1.895. So this is our stopping criteria. So this is our stopping criteria. So now we can stop and put our final answer. Make sure you follow the question, which is the question asked for 2 decimal places. So now the final answer would be x equals to 1.89. That will be 902 decimal place. Example 8. By using x equals to 2 as an initial value, use Newton-Raphson method to find an approximate value of cube root 15. Give your answer correct to 3 decimal places. So as what we did earlier, the first step is to find fx and f prime x. As you can see from the question, it does not give us any fx. So what we have to do is we have to let x equals to cube root 15. We have x equals to cube root 15. So now we rearrange the equation. We will have x cubed equals to 15 and we will have x cubed minus 15 equals to 0. So our fx will be x cubed minus 15. So the second one, differentiate fx, we will get 3x squared minus 0. The second step is to find the initial value, which is it is given in the question. So we have our x naught equals to 2. So now we continue with our Newton-Raphson method formula. So we will have xn plus 1 equals to xn minus, our fx is x cubed minus 15. So we will have xn cubed minus 15 over 3xn squared. So now you take out your calculator. We just input the formula into the calculator as what we did before. We have x, press alpha and then x minus fraction x cubed minus 15 over 3x squared. So 3x x squared. So this is your formula. So what we need to do is we have to press calc, C-A-L-C, and we just substitute the first value, the initial value, which is in this case is x equals to 2. So x equals to 2, we press equal. So that is our answer, which is we want in points. So we'll get 2.5833. The question asks for 3 decimal places, so we have to give our answer in 4 decimal places. Don't forget, we have to show 2 steps of substitution before we put the value. So now we have our answer 2.5833. So we just substitute the value of 2, which is our initial value, into our first iteration, and we substitute the value 2.5833 into the second iteration, which is x2. So to get the second answer, we just press CALC, press answer, and then equal. So we will get 2.4714. So now this is 2.4714. So for the third one, we just put the value in. So we will have press calc, CALC, answer equal. So the answer is 2.4662. So this is 2.4662. And next one, continue the iteration. We have calculate, press answer equals. So now this is 2.662, which is we end up with our stopping criteria, 2.4662. So the answer for x3 and x4 is exactly the same. So what we need to do, we need to do the conclusion. Our x equals to 2.466, because the question asks for 3 decimal place, so your final answer should be in 3 decimal place. Thank you.